Hey guys, Linda Bomba here from Linda Bomba. And I'm cutting this video today. I had done a webinar about this 2 weeks ago. I was testing out some software and I wasn't able to get a recording. I just screwed it up. And then I had rescheduled it again for this past Tuesday night. And unfortunately, there was a storm where I live. I lost my power. I wasn't able to do the webinar. Actually, I just didn't get my power back until 8 o'clock last night. We were here. It's over 3 days we were without power. So I'm going to do a video about this. This is going to kind of be a briefer version of what I could talk about or do on a webinar, but I'm going to go over these 8 steps. I mean, I've learned this from Eric Worre. If you don't know Eric Worre, go to his page, his Facebook fan page, check him out. He is the biggest name in the space and has a huge following. He's an advocate for network marketing. And what this 8 steps is really about. It's about education and understanding, educating your prospects to give them enough information to make an educated decision about your opportunity. And on average, it takes somebody 4 to 6 exposures before they make a decision. And basically, you want to try to keep the process alive. These 8 steps are meant to be used in person or on the phone, not by email, texting, or Facebook. I can tell you I've used this successfully on Facebook. It may first have started out with a phone call and then moved to Facebook, even with some texting or email on there, depending on the person. But I've had success that way. It doesn't mean that you will, but this was really intended to be used in person on the phone. I know a lot of people I talk to, their responses are, I don't have the money. And I totally get that. Being somebody that was unemployed, I was dead broke, I was in foreclosure, I did not have money to buy food. I know at times I was eating expired, moldy food because that's all there was, and I didn't have any money. Going through looking for places where I could find change. And if it wasn't for the kindness of a bunch of my neighbors giving me some food and some of them even giving me some money, I don't know what I would have done. My family has not been supportive in my journey here, and I was the one, after I couldn't find a job, to make the decision I was going to go online and replace my income from my full-time job working on the internet. I knew people were making money, but I didn't know anyone. So I get that. And I knew that when I started to think about it, that nothing would change if I didn't do anything about it. So I figured it out, and it was the best decision I ever made. So, I mean, if you're in that situation, say to you, you really need to think about that, where you're coming from, because you cannot build a business for free. And if you think that you can, I know basically I stayed stuck there for a while, and it wasn't until I had a mind shift that things changed for me. And this is 80% mindset, 20% execution. Yeah, you got to do the work and you have to learn some skills. But the mindset work, and I spend a minimum of 8 to 10 hours a day, sleeping and waking hours, working on personal development. Doing an hour a day or whatever, that's not going to be enough. So let me get into these 8 steps that I've been using, and I've been using these successfully. The first one is you want to be in a hurry. This is a psychological issue. People are always more attracted to someone that got something going on. And if you're on the phone, you want to say, just had a few minutes. I wanted to talk to you. I'm on my way out, but I'm in a hurry, and start the conversation that way. People they say too much and they talk themselves right out of the whole thing by saying too much. So you want to be in a hurry. The second step is you want to compliment your prospect. This may be hard to fit in at first. If it's too awkward or you're pushing the issue, I think that probably it's better for you to try to put this in someplace else in the conversation until you get more experience with it. If you're talking to people on Facebook, I would encourage you to go to their profiles and look at their profiles. You can learn a lot about somebody by looking at their Facebook profile. Never before as marketers have we had uh, access to that kind of information about people, so use it. And if you met the person on Facebook first, you could do that and then call them. And maybe if you don't have a phone number, you're not going to be able to call the person. So Facebook or some other social media platform is going to be your access, or by email. But you want to compliment your prospect. The third step is you want to do the invite. And depending on what you're talking to the person about, is going to dictate what you're going to say here, because it's for me, because my sales funnel, I have a marketing system on the front end and my business opportunity on the end. I would say something like, do you need more leads for your business? If you're talking about your MLM or your network marketing, might want to say something like, aside from what you're presently doing, do you keep your career options open? Are you planning to keep doing what you're doing now for your career? But you want to start with that. Make it one question and brief, because you're in a hurry. Step 4. You want to say, if I would give you a presentation, would you watch it? If I would give you an audio, would you listen to it? If I would give you a printed brochure, would you read it? That's the invite. That's the how you want to ask them to look at a presentation at what you have. Most no matter what it is, they're gonna have presentations for you that you have access to your account, so somebody can take a look at it, and you let the presentation take it from there. A tool like this is the best thing that you can give to somebody, and then you give it to the person and let them watch it. The next question you want to ask them, this is step 5. If you only do the first 4 steps, your percentages are only going to be about 5%. 5% is not a good number. You can turn it in by using these 8 steps to 80%, and that's a much better number. You want to say to them, if you say, if I gave you a presentation, would you watch it? And they say yes. You want to say, when do you think you can watch it? Let them answer. Let them set the date and time. You don't want to set the date and time. Step 6, if they say to you, I can watch it tomorrow, you want to say, so if I call you tomorrow afternoon, will you have watched it for sure? You want to let them again respond and say, if they say yes, or if they say no, say, when do you think you can watch it? Step 7, what is the best number and time to call you? Again, you want to let them pick and tell you. They say, tomorrow at 3 o'clock at this number. You say, great, I'll talk to you then. You go to step number 8, which is get off the phone, or get off of Facebook, or however you're talking to them. And this is something that does take practice. But those are the 8 steps, a recruiting process that I use. And I can tell you, when I say to people, if I gave you a presentation, would you watch it? Eric Worre says that's been his biggest secret weapon for the longest time. I think I maybe have gotten one no out of God, I don't know how many times. So, this does work. You have to, use it and learn it so much well that it becomes a part of you. And again, I would encourage you to get Eric's book if you haven't. But that's the 8-step recruiting formula. This is a video that's really basically taking the place of the webinar. So I hope you found this helpful. If you're looking for more free training, you can subscribe to my newsletter. Go ahead and click the link below, and I'll see you on the next video.